Es martes por la noche. Tu programa de política e información social comienza ahora. It's Tuesday evening. Your award-winning political and information show, Listen to Me, starts now.
Bueno, mi gente, gracias Dios por otro martes más. Bendecidos aquí en tu programa, ganador del premio Sacro Imperio Awards 2017 por Mejor Talk Show. My name is JJ Rodriguez. We're here and listen to me. It's another beautiful spring Tuesday. And let's get jumping right into it. By the way, Puerto Rico right now has a new director for the Port of Electricity, la Autoridad de Energía Eléctrica. He's getting paid a lot of money for a strapped country that has supposedly $72 billion in debt. He's earning over $500,000 a year. And they paid $255,000 as a finder's fee for finding the gentleman. Again, we see cases like this not only in Puerto Rico. There's contracts given in, I did an investigation. There's similar contracts in Florida that are more than $500,000 in that has to deal with education, public safety, consulting firms, many other things that are around the government that you would be amazed on how if you look for the Sunshine, the Open Act law, find out information, and we're gonna get some information on what contracts are being used in Florida and how much are they paying taxpayers' money, Florida taxpayers' money on these contracts. Puerto Rico, they keep on bringing the light that there's a lot of corruption, yet there's these contracts that are still being shoveled out for millions of dollars. Que valen millones de dólares estos contratos del director de energía eléctrica por millones de dólares. Es un americano. And he says he's gonna oversee the private, the company moving from a public sector to the private sector as a company. So, again, things to see in Puerto Rico. The people of Puerto Rico keep on moving to the United States. MPA, non-party affiliation, is one of the biggest choices that these Puerto Ricans coming into the United States, because they're fed up of the leftist lies. They keep on telling them, well, if you're a pro-statehood or you're a Democrat. There's a lot of people that are getting intelligent information. Still, the Republican Party has a fault. I'm sorry. And they think that surrendering, that in a democratic process, they think that the lesser of two evils will cancel themselves out. And let me explain myself. Again, Darren Soto, Val Demings, and Stephanie Patrick, or Stephanie Murphy, whatever her name is, she's a freak of the left. The Republican Party of Florida says that they're going to leave them in power because the candidates that they have running against them are too weak. Mike Miller, Wayne Lubinsky. And I'm sorry, guys, but this is the Florida Republican Party and Lou Oliver in the executive committee. This is what's being said. I'm not stupid. I don't go to the meetings, but I have people that tell me what's going on in the meetings. And basically, especially Lou, for somebody who says that the Hispanic Republican organization is a not existing organization, I think, and you call Puerto Rican socialists, I think you have to kind of get your mind to where the pulse of the people are. And I do. And I know that your membership is dwindling, that you have no knowledge of what the Puerto Ricans want or need. You're not going to give money to any candidates, or you're not going to help candidates in any way, shape, or form to be able to advance the Republican agenda, because, again, you preach the same strategies that has failed in other elections. That you don't help the candidates because you don't feel that the candidates are worthy. You make candidates go into races and then you withdraw your help for X or Y reasons, not begotten of a lawyer. And not to take any offense to any lawyer, but you speak a good speak, but your actions are lackluster. Puerto Ricans coming to the United States need people that they could be educated, help them. And what are the Democrats doing? They're still paying people, operatives, to work 40 hours a week to convince them to register, convince them to become Democrats, give them entitlements, meaning food stamps, Section 8, even what Darren Soto had said, lie and fill out the paperwork and get as much help as you can. Lie. So they want, the Democrats really want you to break the law. What we have to do, and what the Hispanic Republican Organization is going to try to do, we're going to start trying to do symposiums of try to educate people that come from Puerto Rico about the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, and the no party affiliation. We, as Republicans, prefer that they become no party affiliation because what happens is we have at least the opportunity to provide them more information so when they go in, step into the voting booth, they will vote Republican. Why? Because again, the Republican Party is the party that established less government, more businesses, and want to give you more of your taxes back. The Democrats want you to pay more taxes, more big government. They want to tell you what to do, where to live, where to work. So there's a big difference. Hay una diferencia bien grande que tenemos que entender. You know? And again, now I'm going to move over to the Trump-phobics. These are the people that, for any dumb reason, they want to think that Trump did not legitimately win the election, still haven't woken up from election night, and they oppose anything and everything that Donald Trump does because for them, he's not the legitimate president. He's a legitimate president for the rest of the world and for the rest of America and for the rest of the United States. But for these people, whatever Trump does, it's based on Stormy Daniels. And that goes to my other jump. How crazy is CNN and how crazy is MSNBC to only push the Stormy Daniels story? You're giving more, and not to take it out away from Stormy Daniels, she does need to make a living. That's why she's doing this now, because her stock in the adult world had plummeted. Nobody wanted to book her. She couldn't find a strip club that would hire her. Nothing. Now she has people calling her up the wazoo, even for car washes, benefit car washes with Stormy Daniels. So this is the benefit of listening to MSNBC and listening to CNN. Their ratings have dropped, and people do not want to hear any more about Stormy Daniels. Okay? The news, do the job of the news. If you want to do the job of the National Enquirer, well, be my guest. But you know, National Enquirer, even periodicals like the World Globe and all that stuff went out of business because the people got tired of the gossip, of the baloney that was being pushed by these leftist, Trump-hating media. Y lo voy a decir en español porque tengo que decirlo en español porque está Telemundo, está Univisión, está diferentes noticieros en español que quieren derrotar la agenda del presidente Trump. Quieren empujar que una actriz porno llamada Stormy Daniels, esa es el revolú. Mire, compay, si el presidente ha dicho que ya eso se resolvió, la esposa del presidente no va a emitir comentarios porque no es porque el silencio otorga, es porque ya eso se resolvió. Eso es entre marido y mujer mucho antes de que él fuera presidente de los Estados Unidos. ¿Qué pasó con las deudas externas de los Estados Unidos? ¿Qué pasó con los logros de impuestos que hizo Trump? ¿Qué pasó con todo lo que él quiere hacer con las batallas de embargo, the trade embargoes, the expelling of the Russians diplomats? Todo eso es lo que tenemos que estar viendo y ese no es el peso que se está haciendo. Telemundo no tiene la visión ni el pulso de lo que es la realidad. Y sin embargo se me acerca mucha gente diciéndome: Jay, tú eres un fanático de Trump, que tú le besas las nalgas a Trump. Yo no le beso las nalgas a nadie. I don't. But the facts are the facts. La gente que me dice eso, le pregunto una sola cosa. Tráeme un hecho que me demuestre que Trump es lo que tú me dices. And you know what they tell me? They tell me, no, él es un racista. La misma baba, the same poop that the leftist media pushes, they keep on spitting it out. In Spanish media, they keep on spitting it out that Trump doesn't like Latinos. Yet he's helped Puerto Rico in many ways that have not been mentioned in Telemundo, Univision, MSNBC, CNN. They don't say it porque no les conviene. Porque son patanes, son títeres del lado izquierdista del Partido Demócrata de los Estados Unidos. That's it. Now, the gun laws. The gun laws is a very, very, and I said it in the past shows, the gun laws is a very, very, very polarizing subject. Because we're talking about our constitutional rights to bear arms. Estamos hablando del derecho constitucional a tener nuestras pistolas, nuestros rifles, cazar, disparar en los fire rangings, en los gun ranges. Lo que nosotros queremos es tener nuestras armas. We don't want people with physical or mental disabilities to be able to have weapons, but we have to be careful how we declare who are people with mental disabilities. Eso es una caja de Pandora. Porque no es lo mismo tener attention deficiency disorder y ser un esquizofrénico. Son dos cosas totalmente diferentes. Son dos cosas totalmente diferentes. Pero if we bunch them all together and we do it just why? To appease the left. No es calmar el ala izquierda del Partido Demócrata. Mis señores. Y los criminales and the criminals. You think they're gonna, oh my God, they're not gonna, I can't have guns. Baloney. Van a ir a una casa de corretaje por debajo del mercado negro, van a comprar sus Uzis, van a comprar su AK-47 y van a cometer fechoría. So why are legal, law-abiding citizens have to pay the price? And to finish my monologue, the NRA is suing the state of Florida. Didn't I say that this law was going to create some clash in court? Yeah, I did. If you look at my past shows, I said there's going to be legal battles starting because of this passage of this law. And I don't know, yo no soy una persona que estoy en contra del Governor Rick Scott. I like him. He's a good guy. I don't agree with him 100% on all of the things he's done. He wants to run for the United States Senate. He's not said it yet, but he's going to say it. He's just pumping up the donor list again, working the phone, trying to get that money because it's very, very expensive to run for the United States Senate as it is to run for governor of Florida. But he's going to run for it. Will this hurt him? This passage of this law of raising the age, the lawsuit, is something that could haunt him beyond the election for United States Senate. So we have a lot to hear. We have a lot to say. Scotland, what's up, girl? She's like kind of looking for something. She's looking for her tablet. Yeah. So I hadn't seen you for a while. I hope you're good. How's everything going? And how's have you heard anything about the gun? Well, the gun law came into it, but have you heard any backlash of the marches and stuff like that?
Well, with the marches, I was talking to my friend that goes to UCF, and she was saying how her professors were giving incentives for students to march, saying if you march, we'll give you X amount of extra credit. If you march, you'll get a pass on a homework, and it wasn't surprising to me because they really just want bodies there. Half of the students didn't even want to be there. They just wanted that extra credit, or they didn't want to be in class. And I especially noticed that in high schools. A lot of high school students that I talked to, they're like, I walked out because I didn't want to be in class. I walked out because everyone was joking around, and it was a time for me to get out and have fun. And to me, it's kind of funny. It's kind of not funny. I'm torn between whether it's funny or not. Because it's funny in the fact that who wouldn't want to skip class? Who wouldn't want to just walk out? But I think the fact that students aren't realizing that their faces are everywhere, and whether they walked out for the purpose or not, or the cause, that really doesn't matter. It's the fact that they did walk out, and the fact that their faces are everywhere, and they will have to live with that for the rest of their lives.
Well, it's funny that you say that. Look, there's an article in the USA Today, and it says, "Shooting a fear that defines a generation. Poll: 1 in 3 young people plan to join the marches." This was an article written before the marchers. The threat of mass shootings is the defining fear for the generation that grew up in the shadow of the Columbine. A new USA Today IPAS poll finds that more than 1 in 3 young people nationwide say they plan to join the March for Our Lives protest Saturday in person or via social media. The survey of 13 to 24-year-olds include more than 600 middle school and high school students, shows the depth of anxiety that school violence fuels and the way a movement has spread across the country in the weeks since the rampage in Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, that left 17 people dead. Thing is, with this, what I don't like when they do these polls, they say 600 students. I'm a kind of like I like math and I like statistics. I don't think that 600 students in which area, because USA is more published towards the New York area. So is this 600 closer to New York, or are they closer to Florida? So this poll leaves me with a little bit of a
it's an invalid poll, because 600 students compared to the millions of students that are in America, it's an invalid poll. You're taking a small group of people, and then let's also look at the exact poll that they did. Let's look at all the questions that they asked. What party affiliation do you align most with? What do you think about Trump? And we don't know. They could have tossed all of the good questions, all of the ones that were like, no, I don't agree with the walkout, and they could. So that's why I don't like these polls. I don't like any polls, because all the polls were wrong in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with polls. I don't look at polls. I'm a college student, and I know for a fact there were a lot of students that didn't want to walk out. They were like, this is dumb. This is stupid. I mean, I'll probably just walk out so I can not in class, but they don't agree with the cause. They don't even know what the cause is about. So, and for middle schoolers, I know this sounds so bad, but why are we listening to middle schoolers' voices? They probably haven't even done U.S. history yet. Mm-hmm. They're just learning multiplication. Like, I don't think that they're being educated. I don't think their parents are teaching them anything, and their teachers are definitely not teaching them anything. So middle schoolers' voices, they have some tiny little voice, but they know nothing.
Well, you're right, and that is why I read this part of the article, because the thing of it is that unfortunately the only shred of evidence that any leftist periodical can use is the power of polls. Yeah. And you're right. Polls have been wrong. They said that Hillary Clinton was gonna be the president of the United States, and that poll went out the bathroom. And basically, that's why I read this. This article was written before the march, and we saw that there was a difference of participation depending the state you saw. Florida. The participation was around 500 to between 500 and 1,500. Chicago, it was 3,000. I think in California was the biggest concentration, which was 15.
And the most damage.
And the most damage also, which was 15 to 20,000. And there was riots, and there was looting, and there was destruction of private property.
And again, those condemning violence kind of pick which violence they like to condemn, but that's just a side note.
And you're right, Gina. It is true. The thing of it is, again, the leftist media has a selective socialist memory. And I'm sorry that I say the word socialist, but when you pick and choose the type of news you want to say, it is hard to be credible.
Well, and like, back when the 70s and women's lib, it was said, women go get a gun. A man's going to abuse you. All the people that made excuses, and you had the battered women syndrome, which is real. But what I'm saying is, they thought as a gun as an equalizer between a woman and suffering violence in the hands of a guy who beats her brains against a wall. But now you're telling an 18, 19-year-old that she can defend herself the same way, or scaring little girls and teenagers and college girls and all these people that, you know, guns are this horrible thing. And you have to see where this fear is coming. Why are these middle schoolers afraid? Well, because some people, including the teachers, including parents, the TV, the media, keeps telling them, you know, it's the guns, it's the guns, it's the guns. And they're not telling them the rest of the story, like our other famous DJ would say.
Well, I got a liberal to agree with me. Well, he's not really a liberal. I think his dad was illegal and then became legal, and I went to elementary school with him. He lives in my neighborhood. Now she knows who he is. I'm not going to say his name. Make him feel bad. But he believes in stricter gun control. And I said, okay, well, let's first back up. I said, I talked to a lot of students in my college, and they've never touched a gun. They've never seen a gun in person. They don't know how guns work. They don't know how to reload a gun. I was like, you know, most people fear things they don't know or they don't understand.
Exactly.
And I was like, so first off, let's teach them what a gun is. Let's teach them how it works. Let's teach them the different types, how there are different names of guns that all work the same. There's a handgun that works the exact same as a rifle. It's just longer and there's more ammo, but it's the same power. I said, so we need to teach these students that. We need to teach them gun safety, because it's not the gun, it's the person who's holding the gun. And he agreed with me, and I said, they can fear it once they understand it. But they can't fear something, and they can't hate something, and they can't try to ban something that they have no concept of how it works and what the laws actually are. Because they're saying it's harder. This one girl that was a survivor of the shooting, she goes, you can buy an AR-15 for $130. I wish I could buy a rifle for $130.
Where I can buy one for $130.
We had to pay $2 grand for it.
That's a $2,000.
We had to pay, I think, $1,300 or $1,400
when
Obama had
threatened
the threat that those were gonna be banned, and we bought it at the peak. And then after the threat left, then they were being sold about $900.
Now you could build one for $500, but first you have to know how to build them. And I mean, you start buying all the pieces. Warning, the FBI is going to be like, okay, why are you making a gun?
So
they don't understand. They don't understand the concept of guns. And when my professor asked me, what's your experience with guns? And I said, a lot. I said, I was raised around them. My father was a cop. He's in the military. He's been in the military since the day I was born. Like, I know guns, and I'm not scared of them. I'm scared of the people who hold them sometimes. But the gun can't do anything to me. It's the person pulling the trigger.
Exactly. Guns don't do the damage. It's the people holding them. And it's kind of funny because this poll, and you're right, because this poll, let me see, post millennials. Let's look at this here. Source USA Today. Now it goes up to 1,112 young people interviewed online from March 14th to the 20th. 605 were 13 to 17. 507 were from 18 to 24. The poll has a credibility interval of plus or minus 3.4% points for the full sample and 4.5 points for the sample of those under 18, and 5 points for those 18 and 24. So therefore, it goes statistically. This the margin for any polls, the statistical correctness margin of error is either plus or minus 3.5%. So this poll falls totally out of the margin of any credible statistics. They're saying it right here, but it's in the fine print. So again,
and not near the title, the caption. So.
Exactly. So it's not near the title. So again, out of the 1,112 young people that they interviewed, they don't tell us where this sample came from, what state, what county, nothing. So again, all they wanted to the preview is in this article post the march was that a lot of people was going to come to the march, and again, the participation was dismal. in many of the states, many of the cities, except California again. They like to have a party and they look for an excuse to riot and
Well, I
break
think
stuff.
you need to look also at the unemployment rate. There are a lot of people that might be available to riot over there.
Yeah, and again, it's like saying we were talking off camera. We should just take California and give it its independence, just shove it out to the side, let Puerto Rico come in as a state, and then it's still 50 states. We solve our problem. So hey, you California people want your independence? Hey, just say hail to the chief, and we'll cut that piece of pie out of the United States. You know, let all the other ones come in through Mexico. They could stay right there in California. It's kind of funny because California is one of the states that they're having troubles with their budgets. They're having monetary problems, but still they want to sue the federal government. So it's kind of funny how that. Here in Florida, the lawsuit with NRA and the state of Florida. What do you think about that?
I knew it from before the bill even passed that the NRA would sue.
Oh, yeah.
I actually wanted to sue the state of Florida, but the NRA beat me to it, which I'm kind of upset. Because I was gonna go out and buy a gun, and then if they were gonna tell me no, a rifle, then I would sue. But I'm not surprised. The bill is written horribly. It is such a crappy bill. None of the representatives that are Republicans that voted for it can explain why they voted for it. They just say something needed to be changed. Well, no, nothing needed to be changed. You guys have just sucked on mental health for the longest time. So now...
Well, I'm sorry, but they excuse it and say that we had to put some safety. They excuse it on the.
Well, Bobby O was his excuse because I asked him straight up at OGREC. I said, "Can you? How hard was it for you to vote yes on the bill?" And he goes, "Oh," and I'm not even exaggerating. She can attest. "Oh, it was really hard. It brought tears to my eyes." Did he not say that?
He did.
Brought tears to his eyes, yet he still voted yes for the bill. And his excuse was something needed to be done.
Well, his excuse also was about the arming in the schools and the officers being armed. And
which the budget they're giving to each school district is minimal. That is
and
not.
Orange County School Board opted out of that.
Opted out of teachers and faculty being armed. But people are like, oh, we can't have teachers armed. Well, not every single teacher is going to have a gun. They're not going to one day be able to just carry their gun on campus. No, they have to go through a process and they have to be allowed to carry a gun. But, none of the Republican representatives can explain why they voted for it. And, from a Republican way, they can explain it from the Democratic way, but in reality, the bill was written horribly. The bill should have been 5 separate things, but instead, because of the banning of bump stocks failed as a bill, they cannot bring it back up as a bill. So now they have to shove it into an amendment, and a bill that was plain and simple as the Stoneman-Douglas school safety bill, which brought money for mental illness and arming school teachers, turned into this crappy butt bill that now has a whole bunch of stuff that basically tore people, which I'm sorry, Bobby O said he had no choice. There was no choice in the vote. And what I wanted to say, which I didn't say it, was no, there is a choice. You could either have voted no, voted yes, or not voted.
Exactly.
And there was 3 people who did not vote for the bill at all.
But one thing which never ceases to amaze me, and I must commend, is the tenacity of the Democrats and the liberals, because even when they are a minority, they manage to put bills together that makes it hard to almost impossible for the Republicans to oppose, eliminate, or destroy. I mean, there's some serious, strategy and tenacity that, they got.
They got Republicans to follow.
They didn't get everything, because we were up there and there was thing after thing. I mean, I think they did it by exhaustion. At the last minute, it was
exhausted
like bam,
everybody.
Bam, bam, and
260 amendments and 130 passed. And the bill, 260 amendments. To me, I wanted to go and speak on behalf of the bill. I wanted to go up, but I'm not going to sit for 260 amendments. No. That means like 50, 60 people are going to speak on each amendment being passed. Do you know how long that takes? Because they're given 5 minutes each.
They call that procedural bullying when they amend, over amend, over amend, over amend. So,
but
again,
bravo on strategy. I mean, bravo.
It worked.
Oh yeah, I give it to them. But the problem is, Scotland brings a valid point. Also, she says that there was a choice: vote yes, vote no, or don't go to vote. The thing is that what did the Democrats? You're right. Bravo for the strategy. But what did the Democrats have on the Republicans? What were they holding?
No, it's not them. It's just, if you look at the people that voted against are people that are not seeking re-election.
They're seeking for something higher.
They're seeking something else. Like Miller voted against, correct?
Yep.
And he's not going to be
Jay
back.
Font voted no for it, and I think he's running for Attorney General or Agriculture or something
And
big.
so the thing is, it's not that the Democrats had something on them. It's just that
People are
you've
chickens.
seen the parents crying and emotional. And don't get me wrong, you lost your child. I mean, we just recently had to deal with a good friend, young kid dying, and it's horrible. And there is nothing I can do or ever start to scratch to understand the level of that pain, okay? But this is what they were being bombarded, and this is on public.
There was too
TV
much.
and
There was too much
news and-
emotion. There was too much rhetoric and tear. You do not create a bill when there is so much emotion. You don't. Because the bill will be written crappy like it is, and that's why the NRA is suing. Because it's not that the bill is unconstitutional because it doesn't grandfather those who have bum stocks. It doesn't grandfather them, but it's a crappy bill. Because even the raising the age limit to 21, it's watered down to where there are loopholes between everything. So the bill in itself is not a good bill.
Not only that, but the way the bill, you understand you can have a law, and then if someone helps you get around the law, that's a crime. Okay? So for example, let's say I'm a convicted felon, okay? And I cannot purchase a gun. But then my buddy is over the legal age, he can buy a gun, he has a clear record, and my buddy buys it. I give them the money, but they buy it and then they give me the gun. Well, that's a crime. That's circumventing, because there was an intent to go around the law. Well, the law in itself builds all these legal runabouts. Like,
so let's say you're my friend. You're a close friend, and even the bill doesn't even specify who can and cannot give you a gun. Just an adult. Some interpret it as a guardian, some interpret it as a friend. So it's just interpretation of the bill. So then you're my friend, I'm 19, and you're legal age, and you want to buy me a gun. I give you the money. You're buying it though. That's legal under the bill because it doesn't specify who can buy me the gun. It also says it can be gifted to me. So who's gonna give the gift? So the bill does not specify who can buy it for you. Who can?
So that means I could buy you a gun, give it to you,
and I can use it, but I can't buy the ammo.
The rifle.
You can give me the rifle. You can give me the ammo, but I cannot. If I want to go to the range, I cannot purchase the bullets. I have to already have the bullets.
Or go with an adult
who will purchase the bullets.
21 who can purchase the bullets. I mean, really, if what you're trying to deal is with that problem and safety in the schools, you haven't even started to address the issue. And the problem basically you have is that you're juvie. You have legal problems. You committed crimes, violent crimes. You had mental problems, etc., etc. You turn 18, well, you have a clean slate. How do we deal with that?
That's true.
And then let's say, even worse, you want to deal with mental illness. So you're a juvie, you have medical problems, you psychiatric conditions, have medication, you were a danger to yourself, danger to others. You turn 18, clean slate. But I'm 18 now. You can't force me to be medicated. I don't want to be treated because I want to be under the radar because I already have a clean slate. So let's say I'm able to slide under the radar and cause no problems, which is not the case in here because they had plenty of notice and everybody screwed up. But let's say I slide under the radar. I'm still having problems. I'm killing little animals, torturing animals, whatever. I turn 21. I can go and then purchase any weapons I want because there's not going to be medical treatment. And
well, not even that. Not even that.
18.
If you really wanted to do harm, you really wanted to get a gun, you're gonna get a gun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Illegal
And the
or
thing
whatever.
is the one thing that I have people try to think is, why do people choose schools? Why do these ex-students choose these specific schools?
Exactly.
Because it's not like they're going to a mall and just shooting up random people. No, they're going to a school that has some type of meaning to them, some type of emotion, and that's why they're going there. Because serial killers just don't randomly pick their the victims. They think about it. And so this kid thought about going to that school. He knew he was going to go to that school. And why? Probably because of bullying. Because every single person said, yeah, he was really weird. So they probably looked at him weird. They probably treated him weird. And so the thing is school shootings happen for a reason. And that's because there is something going on in schools, and I can attest to it right now. There is extreme bullying, emotionally and physically. And these people who have disabilities, people who don't have the perfect home, or people who have ambitions and goals get treated differently. And that's why. So it's not the schools aren't
not an
safe.
excuse for
it's not
shooting,
safe
okay?
inside. It's not safe inside. It's not safe with the students. Students attacking students. Because, we suspend students for fighting. Why don't we expel them? You expel a student in Orange County, but they can come back. They can come visit.
They could, yeah.
But they're not banned from the property. You should have their face posted. He is banned. You see him, you warn us. Not, oh, you can come by and visit just with a clear plastic bag.
And mind you, if your kid is a victim of violence in the schools by another kid, you're not entitled to know what's happening to that other kid.
And that's another issue we're gonna raise after that, and then we're gonna go, Gina. We're gonna go into your campaign and the fundraiser. So basically, we're gonna come back to this. But one thing that I wanted to ask you is: these clear plastic bags, isn't that a violation of privacy?
No, they're minors.
They're minors.
Mm-hmm.
They're minors, so
They do. I'm sorry to interrupt. They do it up north, like in New York, Jersey, Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
School backpacks are clear.
Teachers can go into your backpacks.
It's
Principals can go
requirement.
into your backpacks. They just have to say, can you give me your backpack? You don't give me your backpack, let's go to the office, and we'll do it there. Because they have the right. Now, they don't have the right to touch you. A cop has to do that, but they do have the right to grab your bag, go through it. So it's the same thing. You have minimal rights as a minor.
But then again, if you have a kid making threats to other people, and your solution is a transparent Ziploc bag
or a bucket of rocks.
Or a bucket of rocks, yeah.
We have a problem. We haven't even started to scratch as to what's the problem.
So that means is that also true for like gym bags and the where we keep the volleyballs and the basketballs, because the kid was carrying duffel bags.
Well, the thing is, I was a volleyball player, and I always brought a duffel bag with me.
Yeah.
And no one ever questioned it, and it was super heavy because I had like 4 pairs of shoes in there and a whole bunch of water bottles. So what are we going to do? Tell athletes they can't bring their duffel bags in? Most of them, they don't even drive yet. Now, once I started driving, I left my duffel bag in my backpack in my car, and I just took what I needed. But these poor kids are already having to lug it around.
But again, we do these blanket, knee-jerk reaction solutions that give us the appearance of safety and make us truly unsafe. Instead of looking at this kid had a situation, had a problem, how do we deal with that? We get them out of the school, how do we protect the students? We just don't deal with the issue. We put again an appearance of safety.
Nosotros lo que hacemos es que los políticos aquí, bajo la presión del miedo,
Exactamente.
le ponen una curita, y la curita mal, es peor.
Pero tú sabes qué es peor, que le dan una armadura de cristal.
Yeah.
Y la gente se cree, o plástica, y se cree, ahora estoy protegido. No estás protegido. No. Si te dan una pistola sin las balas, tienes la pistola, pero no te puedes proteger. O sea, es una apariencia, es una mentira. Y estás en más peligro. Cuando tú te crees que estás totalmente sin peligro, es cuando estás en más peligro, porque ese es el momento cuando los policías pierden ese temor, ahí reciben un disparazo. Cuando el soldado en la guerra pierde el miedo, el estar mirando a la esquina y precaver, ese sentido de preservación, ahí es cuando están más en daño. Y ahí es lo que están haciendo, haciéndole creer a la gente
Que están a salvo.
que están a salvo.
Vamos a seguir con Gina Pérez Calhoun y con Scotland Calhoun en el programa ganador de los Sacro Imperio Awards. No se vaya nadie. Listen to me.
Alanas Fantasy te ofrece lo mejor en joyería de fantasía, bueno, bonito y barato. Llamar al 321-439-8218 para su cita privada. Te llevaremos a la tienda donde ti. Alanas Fantasy, lo mejor en joyería de fantasía. Llama hoy.
Yo, cheque, Radio UNT te trae la información de cómo seguirnos por las redes sociales y por los apps. Así que, por medio de Twitter, Radio UNT_net. Eso es Radio UNT_net. Por Facebook, Radio UNT.net. Por Snapchat, Instagram y YouTube, Radio UNT. Eso es la letra U, la letra N y la letra T. No te confundas. Así que por los apps seguimos por medio de Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Stick, Google Play, todo bajo Radio UNT. Somos diferentes, somos diferentes. Spread the word, let it be heard. Yup.
I was tweaking, had my mama going bonkers. Yeah, you probably wouldn't believe it if it hadn't been for Jesus. I'd be still running around like I'm a gangster.
Queremos motivarte a creer que no importa tus circunstancias, todo estará bien y sí es posible tener un gran día cada día.
Bueno, mi gente, aquí estamos en Listen to Me, the award-nominated and the award-winning talk show here with beautiful Scotland Calhoun and Miss Gina Perez Calhoun, who is running for County Commissioner. Gina, how are you today?
I am doing awesome and I'm blessed.
Amén. Estamos entusiasmados, motivados y enchulados de la vida. That is good. Gina, tell us, I know that you've been very busy hitting the campaign trail with your work. You've been juggling a lot of things.
That's an understatement.
But you are still running this marathon, which is the campaign. And give us an update of what's going on.
Well, we have a lot of, I think we have a really good, strong number of college volunteers from UCF, so I'm really excited. And we have all races in there, so that makes me even happier, because there were people that told me, make sure that your campaign is not too Hispanic. Yep. Whatever that was meant to mean. So we have an awesome group, ages, a lot of young people giving us input, older, we have it covered. And so they're going in the week, during the days, in the afternoons, going walking. We're walking on the weekends. We are hitting festivals. We're hitting events and lunches. We're all over the place. Okay. And one of the things that we're doing is this Thursday, we have a fundraiser. And when we say fundraiser, para recaudar dinero, to get money for the campaign, I really struggle with it because I want as many people to participate and get to know me, and not be so out of touch and expensive, and that's just not me.
That's why she has me.
And so we made sure that it was affordable, $35 per person. If it's a couple, it's $60. And I give an opportunity to do some fundraising, have people come, have a good time, and get to meet the candidate, ask questions. The other thing we're doing, and that's in April, we have some very nice, kind individuals who have opened their homes so that we can have coffee and conversation at their
Or
homes.
a barbecue.
And then we have another one that's going to be a barbecue.
And we will have another fundraiser in April. It's top secret, but
We
we'll
don't-
let you know,
not
JJ,
putting it
off
yet,
of
but
the
it is
mic.
awesome. I got the
We are
news
super
today,
excited.
So we're excited and about the location. And they, so
gonna
thank
be
you,
great.
Havoc Media. Thank you, Ricardo, for working on that. And so that's kind of what we're doing, being out there, hitting the pavement, but also, going to different events, different places. We're doing it both. We're doing the walking, the grassroots, and it's a mix, letting people know who I am, what I stand for. And
this won't stop when she gets elected. She's not like the current commissioner that when she gets elected,
which has a town hall tomorrow, which she hasn't had forever.
And we got some very interesting dirt on her. That Jacob Ingalls.
Chisme. Hold on. Close the door. Cierre la puerta.
That's gonna be another day when I'm not here.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll talk about the dirt.
Yo hablo y estoy más que disponible a tener una conversación para saber cómo podemos mejorar este condado. I am willing to have that conversation now and even after I get elected as county commissioner, because I believe of people over politics and getting to solutions in an efficient way that does not violate the Constitution and doesn't break your pocket.
Exactly.
I would say for even if you're not curious about Gina in general, any candidate, don't be afraid to ask the tough questions. Do it. No candidate should be afraid of answering tough questions, because if they're afraid of answering tough questions, they're not qualified. Because tough questions, if you don't have an answer, don't be afraid to say, I don't know, but I'm gonna look into it and I will let you know. And so those are things that Gina's not afraid to say. Let me get back to you on that. She's not afraid to say that, and that's what every candidate should say. They should be like, I'll call you tomorrow morning. Let me do some research on it. Or, I'm not quite sure yet. I'll let you know, though. And keep them holdable to that, I'll let you know. Harass them. Tell them, you told me, we have clients, freaking they email us 24/7. But don't be afraid to say, you told me you were going to let me know this morning. What are you? You found some history on your candidate. Ask them about that history.
Exactly.
They shouldn't be afraid of their past, because if they have skeletons in their closet, they need to be aware of it. Like going back to Donald Trump and the affair.
Yep.
Just own up to it, damn it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard. If you had an affair, own up to it.
Exactly.
Don't be a Clinton and sweep it under the rug. Own up to it. Say, I made a mistake. I'm not shocked that he had an affair. That's sad to say, but I'm not. But own up to it. Just don't be a chicken.
Well, the thing is that I don't think that he's being a chicken about it, because again, we go back to the time where he told Rosie O'Donnell a word or two, and he admitted that he said it. The thing of it is that there are certain situations that, as president of the United States, I understand why he's taking this route. That is detracting from his true purpose.
Not only that, it involves a third party.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a wife, and we don't know the details of what that relationship, what happened,
Exactly.
what was said.
Well,
And
the marriage,
so-
the marriage isn't going to get him reelected.
No, I understand that, but the thing is, this is before him being a president, and
There are a lot of evangelical Christians that will not reelect him because of this. So it's better to own up
but
to
then
it and
again,
ask for
depends
forgiveness.
who does the Democrat Party
Nominate.
pick, because if there are vacancies on that U.S. Supreme Court and there is a liberal progressive candidate, I'm going to tell you, some individuals will drink that medicine like this song. A little bit of sugar makes the medicine go down. The medicine.
And you're forgetting the Pence card there. Pence is why a lot of the evangelicals went towards Trump.
But there's only so much Pence can do in the vote.
That is true, but he's still in the ticket. So let's see what happens about that. Anyway, Gina, what is your favorite karaoke song?
What my favorite karaoke song? I don't know. What did you really think is my favorite karaoke song?
Does it have to do anything with Bon Jovi?
Probably. That's one. That was in the 80s, 88 when I was.
I don't know what her favorite karaoke.
Wow, we finally found something that trumped Scotland.
I don't.
I do like "Hit Me with Your Best Shot."
Pat Benatar. All right, so probably we're gonna have the candidate singing "Hit Me with Your
Oh my
Best
God,
Shot."
no, I don't want her to sing.
And you, Scotland, what's your song?
I probably Don't Stop Believing.
Don't stop.
Yeah, but you know what song is hers, which goes with the theme we had today?
Oh my God, no.
Yes.
Gunpowder and Lead.
Ooh. That's
Miranda
a country,
Lambert. By Miranda Lambert.
Yep, that's a country song. All right, so now I know the 2 songs that I'm gonna get, and for your husband, I got La Bamba. So tell Charles. All right, Charles, you get your Richie Valens groove going. Para bailar la bamba. But anyway, where is it gonna be?
At Cafe Mineiro.
Yes, the best Brazilian steakhouse in all of Orlando.
They have 2 locations, so don't go to International Drive. It's
Yeah.
the one by the Florida Mall.
Yep, Clear Crystal Lane in next to Florida Mall. So make sure you go to that one. It's $35 for the singles, $60 for the couples. We're gonna have food. We're gonna have karaoke. We're gonna have music. DJ JJ, because DJ Rajatabla can't be there because he speaks Spanish. So DJ J is gonna be there. So that's
$25 for students.
Yep, $25 for students.
With
Yep.
ID.
Yep. And for those that want to go over there and take a photograph with the national chairman of the Hispanic Republican Organization, we'll have like a little Polaroid. I'll sign it, and if you donate money, I'll even autograph it with your name. So that way.
And also, if you cannot attend, you are welcome still to purchase a ticket. It will be a donation. Just shoot us an email or through the website and let us know that you will not be attending. And we really would thank you infinitely because every penny, every dollar makes a difference, so that we can make sure that whoever goes in there, like it would be me, and you know me, you will know me, and I will always place you over politics and over any special interest.
So Gina, you have formed like your own kind of populist movement with this commissioner run, right?
Listen, everyone is stealing her saying,
Oh,
and
that's
it
true.
makes me so freaking mad.
What?
So the person running for governor, Bruce Nathan, stole her saying people over politics. Pete Clark stole her people over politics. Everyone is stealing her people over politics, and it is so annoying.
Bro?
Well, they say people above politics, but really, tomatoes.
The thing is that our founding fathers were populists. They said, "We the people." It didn't say we, Protestants or we Anglicans,
We the Whigs.
Lutherans, or we the Whigs. It said, "We the people," and I believe that if we keep sight on that, on we the people, and our Constitution and our Bill of Rights, which should not be compromised or by those students who don't know better, tearing
Or that aren't even legal.
Bill of Rights, because guess what? The First Amendment is there too. Maybe we should raise the age limit to express opinion, not because we have a Bill of Rights that protects us. So
Exactly.
I believe in that populist movement, which is, it's our rights delegated to the government, and we need to hold the government and those government entities accountable to the power of the people.
And you say that once you're elected, you will continue to reach out to the people?
Yes, that's why I want to use the technology so that people can interact with their county commissioners and their county commissioner hearings. Why should you miss work to have to be there and express your opinion when you can go there live like they do in the courthouses? Sometimes people appear through a video conference. It makes no sense. Why? If we have the technology, let's use it so senior citizens can participate. They don't have to go drive. Or what if you're in a wheelchair? You want to do it from home. If you're a stay-at-home mom, why do you have to leave your kids? If something important to you, you have to really go through all this juggling process to speak your voice. Let's use technology. Let's make technology work for us so that we can have a transparent county, so that we can have a user-friendly county, and so that people can actually express their voice, know what's happening, and have an input.
And what is the website and what is the email?
So, the email is long, but the
Just do the
website.
website.
The website is electginafl.com, electginafl.com, and from there you can send an email. But if you really need to send an email, to a regular email address is electgina@gmail.com. And if you don't know how to spell Calhoun, go to the website electginafl.com.
I want to add something really quickly. Who you vote for in counties, the county commissioners leave an impact for 40, 50 years. They
Exactly.
stay till your children are grandparents. So you have to be careful who you vote for, because unlike the presidential, they can make some impact, but like you see with Trump, in his first 40 days he basically undid everything Obama did. So that's different than county. It is almost impossible to overturn already plans, already set aside land. It's hard. So you need to be careful who you vote for, who you put in, because that impacts people for years to come.
And Gina, how important is to you now that you have this calling to run for the commissionership, to connect with people?
It is very important. I'm a people's person. That's why I do what I do, because each person is like a world on your own, with different experiences and backgrounds, and not necessarily all academia, degrees. Every person comes and they have an input. They see things a little bit different. And, maybe what this person's background, who came maybe from Peru and came here legally and worked hard and had to start a business, and it was really hard for them. They can tell me something I don't know as to what's not working in the county.
Yeah.
The teacher, the person that cleans the bathrooms, the person that stays at home with their kids and is more maybe aware what's, maybe that light, maybe every place where there's a school bus stop for these kids, they should make sure there's proper light, which
now
I
watch
believe
Jennifer
in.
Thompson is going to steal that idea, because she steals every idea from Gina. She steals the town hall meetings, but anyways.
About Nicolette, who now started talking about a fiebre.
Oh yeah, now she's talking about the illegal racing, which before she never mentioned.
I was the first one to bring it to everybody's attention.
Probably she listened to one of our shows. Gina,
I doubt it.
Gina, 417 and Colonial. We were talking about that intersection. Is that around your district, or it's out?
It's out of my district. If you want to go to my district, you go further to Dean. And that's when that side then Colonial covers all the way to Alafaya, and then it does all this curving around to be in my.
So I'm gonna have to, because I'm moving, so I got to check that district and see if I'm in your district, because I think I'm a little bit closer towards Curry Ford.
Her map is on the website.
Her map's on the website?
Her map is, if you go to voter information, her map is there. You click on the image, it brings it up, and it shows you a detailed map of all the roads, all the highways, everything.
But then again, even if you don't live in my district, remember that what happens, each commissioner has an impact, and we want to make sure that the people that are there can work with each other, listen to each other, so that we can find the solutions for the county, and we can together implement a vision of a prosperous Orange County.
Amen.
So if you don't live, you can't vote for me, donate $5-10. You're welcome to volunteer too, and share us on the social media. We appreciate all the help. And then if you can't do any of those, because I understand that some people can't, and you believe, and you're a believer, I'm asking you to add me to your prayers and pray for me and pray for my family and my volunteers. And so that is of immense importance and great value, and I appreciate that.
Amen. We will be praying for that. You're still walking Saturdays and Sundays, right?
We're walking Saturdays, Sundays, and during the week. And now after April, I will also be joining the weekdays walking in addition to the weekends.
All right, cool. So we could establish a Monday type walking, so we could do some walking on Mondays.
Last thing I want to tell everybody, please reserve the date on April 29th. There's April 28th too. Sorry, I'm thinking 29th, her birthday. On April 28th, two important things.
Hey,
April 28th,
my
two
birthday.
important things. There's going to be the Puerto Rican parade, and that's important. It's historical. Let's be there. But later on in the evening, there is the walk for lupus, and we have a team. And it's a Team Gina. And please join us. We will be walking to show support, and hopefully one day we'll find a cure for lupus.
All right. Well, then, Scotland, anything else you want to say?
Not really.
Well, next Tuesday is the 3rd of April, so we're going to have, hopefully Scotland will be with us, and she'll still have her voice from after singing like a diva